Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. You know what we do, so let's get it started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I got a good one for you today, so stay tuned. Let's do what we do. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's get that together. So I ask you the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not, and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always to Mayat. Be true. Speaking of Mayat, we back in my girl, Mystery of Isis. This is some good information here. And it's the mysteries of Isis, but it's all about the path of wisdom to immortality and enlightenment. So right thinkers, let's talk about how a sage is one who unites his own mind with the universal mind, aka God, and becomes immortal, eternal, infinite, and enlightened. Let's talk about it. When I read this years ago, I was learning it. I feel a little different now when I read it. So let's go. To know the essential nature of God is what? Is to become one with God. And through knowing thyself is knowing the essential nature of God. The absolute and transcendental aspect of the divine means what? You becoming enlightened. Enlightenment means what? Means reaching a state of consciousness that is free from all illusions. You are awake to what's going on, and you see things that people ain't looking at, okay? And like George say, free the mind and the ass will follow. You can't be free if you don't know who you are. So that's part of the concept, becoming conscious of the illusions of what? All relative and all eliminations. It is becoming one with God. Well, how can I do that? I've been trying to get you to do that the whole time. In becoming one with God, who is what? Now omnipotent, immortal, eternal, and infinite. Therefore, what? An enlightened sage. I wasn't one when I learned this. That's my point. Now I'm reading it. Okay, watch this. I can say this now with understanding. An enlightened sage is eternally one with who? The divine. Even though his or her body may continue to exist here in the relative world. My life, when it's over, physically, is good to go. Why? I know who I am. I can say that in earnest now. I didn't, when I was learning this, when I was practicing this, I didn't know. Now I do. So now I'm teaching it so you can learn it too. And you practice and you get the same results. How about that? Now, what's this? Enlightenment is what? Enlightenment or knowing, gnosis, what? The essential nature of the divine means knowing that which when known, leaves what? Nothing else to be known. Thyself, God. I'm calm. I keep myself calm. I'm chomping right now because this says it all. If this don't get you to understand, it's hard to get. This is it right here. This knowledge of self is the source of all knowledge, and it's the truth behind what? All relative truths of the world and of all human experience. That's a pin dropper, but I got a whole bunch of more. That's just the beginning. That's just getting started. Watch, this is some information that if you understand it and practice it, you'll know for yourself. Who? Yourself, thyself, the higher self, whoever you want to call them. A spiritual aspirant, aka right thinker, who practiced this teaching, and I was one, that all existence is essentially made up of what? The same essence. The one. Told you, everything comes from the one. And it's going back. Another lesson right now, but understand it's all about the one. And has the power to what? Reveal the secrets of nature. And to what? Remove the illusions of life. We go through life with these eyes, seeing outward. Those are blinders. You can't see your true self without opening up the third eye, becoming conscious, touching that pineal gland. Another lesson, but that's the idea. And they knew that. They was big on that. Why? That's the transmitter. Also, for one who has what? Discovered, ding, 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 the essence of nature, thyself, it ceases to exist as such what? And only the higher nature remains. This don't mean jack forever. There is no going back. Again, when this is over for me, I ain't no coming back. I'm good to go. No going back to what? The state of ignorance. Once you woke, you woke. Once the veil, here you go, the veil of ignorance of nature has been lifted. Now you see things the way they really are with the third eye. And you're what? You're now discovering God's true nature. Means what? It means seeing the third eye. God, what? Everywhere and in every and all things. Animals, plants, air. If you got a, this was old and I did this for a long time ago. When you got a guy, don't believe in God, tell him take a deep breath and hold it. How long can he do that? Not long. Well, exhale, okay? Inhale, that's God. Exhale, that's death, okay? You got to let it out eventually, and that's what it's all about. Watch this, but through the process, again, of what? Daily practicing of the spiritual teachings, right? Think philosophy. We know it's Maya, Shita, Netta, Smata, we. A person's serpent power, Kundalini. You see me doing that? That isn't I said. The Kundalini life force energy is aroused by doing good deeds. Why you think our elders just live good? They be just happy within themselves. They just live right. They treat everybody nice. They just as happy as can be. I get it now. I didn't then. My great-great-grandmother, she was always just, Lord, just, yeah, she was just as nice as can be. Never heard a bad thing about her. Okay, but those people who they don't connected with God within themselves, they don't care what the outside world think or feel. I know I don't, so I understand now 100%. And those who find them through religious concept, same thing. I respect that too. Okay, but this power disables what? the illusionist of the world, and the negativity of one's ego. You have risen over your lower nature, the ego self. Whatever means necessary to get you there, I respect that. Why? That's what you need to be doing. I ain't saying the only way and one way. No, whatever way you use, get you there, use it by all means. Trust me. Why? Negativity don't pick and choose. Negativity and egoism drives people to hold on to what? To what? Life's illusions of the world, which prevents them from what? Discovering the true essence of their divine selves. They too greedy, satisfying their own self to recognize their higher self. And you do good things, live righteous life, your higher self will reward you for that. I've been telling you that for the last 10 years. That's where I got it from. I said, listen, I got to tell people about this. I ain't a preacher, but I can tell you, you live and do and be, you'll be rewarded. That ain't preaching. I'm just teaching, okay? Practice. And the serpent power, Kundalini, we know what to be, this lesson. But energy allows a person's what? Consciousness to what? Now go beyond the illusions of the world and carrying it to what? Unite. Calm down. If you are a meditator, not a prayer, I don't care hoots about a prayer, because you're talking to God, and that's fine. But if you're a meditator, that means you listen to God. That's how you unite to God. That's how I said got the true message from God by what? Communing with him, becoming one with him, y'all melding mentally, becoming one. I told you, heart, mind, coherence. That's my favorite concept. And it says right here, it's what? You carry it into what? To unite with the very, what? Source of consciousness. God is all conscious beyond what? Your mortal thoughts of individuality and your ego self. It's somebody over you. But the ego have edged God out. So it don't know its higher self. It thinks it's God. That's you believing it's all about you. That's the ego self. Satan, whoever you want to call him, don't make a difference. It's the same thing. We call it the ego. We call it Set. Why? We named it. We identified him for you, so you had to worry about it. Now he's Satan, Sutan, all this old crazy Typhon, all these names. Don't make a difference. It is who it is, and he is who he is. Somebody that will self-destruct. That means you're not going to do what's right. You're going to do what you want to do. That's self-destructive behavior. We got a society full of it. Moving on. I ain't got time for that. Now, where we at? Okay, I got another lesson for you. Now, when I set poison Rod to get his attention so she can get the word from him, the poison was what? Is relative in the aspect, a metaphor for what? Relating to the poison of an illusion. Okay? Get his attention. The relative form of Ra in time and space, which represents duality, is an illusion. Why? Because it is only a reflection of the absolute. The Ba and the Ka, one is a reflection of the other. They come together in the next level. And this is why I said what? She needed to discover the hidden secret name of God, a.k.a. Ra. And the outer name of God, that is what? Ra. She's no, stop. Stop playing me out. Come on, Pops. Give me the real deal. And watch this. Ra is not the true name, but only the name of God in what? Time and space known to human man. When God is truly discovered in the transcendental essence within every human being, the name is what? Unutterable. Meaning, not in words. I don't pray out loud because you don't have to utter the words. The name is unutterable, meaning you don't speak it. And it's transcendental, where in here, and can only be, you ready? Known, experienced, where? Here and here, in the heart, aka the heart, my coherence become one. And this is what they call the absolute name of the divine self, meaning your heart and your mind became one. Now you know thyself, which transcends what? All names, all forms, religions, and secular concepts. Thus, the deeper meaning, the deeper meaning of the poisoning of Ra, it symbolizes what? The poisoning of the belief that the world, which its name and form is what? An abiding reality, is not forever. When this poisoning occurs, what happens? And through the practice of what? Self-reflecting on the wisdom, teachings, and by living life through dispassionately and detached from objects and people, one is able to what? Kill what? The world of illusions and discover the true essence which sustains it, your higher self. This is also, watch this, this is also known as what? The unveiling of the goddess Isis. Ignorance. Once you lift the veil of ignorance, knowledge is unveiling her, knowing thyself. Okay, I got one more for you. I see the clock. I got another lesson for you. So therefore, the uniting of one's own mind with the cosmic mind is the self-God within all of us. This can happen for anyone who chooses to make that decision and practice that philosophy, meaning the movement away from dualistic thinking, okay, and moving what? Closer towards the understanding of the oneness which underlies all creation and allows what? The mind of each person to what? Poison or undermine or to be sabotaged by the power of the world of illusions of the physical world, which the ego is the personality loves. It loves it here. It likes it here. It's its dwelling place, aka hell. The illusion of dualistic and ignorant thinking is what? Is that God has a particular form. We humanize God. And that everything in creation is separate from everything else. Again, just as waves of the ocean, all rooted in the ocean, in one ocean, and just as your mental thoughts are rooted in your single mind, every object in this universe is rooted in what? The one sustaining essence, God, the creator, the sustainer. Watch this, I'm not done. A spiritual aspirant, right thinker, you must learn to see the world and the ego as illusions. They are not real. Then he or she will now be able or be in a position to what? Discover your dreamlike qualities. The more a person affirms what? That the ego is real and that it can be satisfied by what? Acquiring wealth and fulfillment of the egoistic desires and pleasures of the flesh, the more it appears real to the mind and they get caught up in it. Yeah, I want to have, I got to be big car, fancy car, I'm rich and famous, 1,000 bottles of baby oil, moving on. However, again, there's always that, however, that's the consequence. No matter how intense your person ego becomes, or how wealthy you become, how famous or powerful you become, a person becomes, you ready? Death is what? Always looming in the shadows. If you're scared to die because all these possessions you got, you missed the boat and you're going to come back. And all the stuff you got won't be there. You can't take that with you. That's why. And this in itself is a reality. It points to the illusionist of what? The ego. They're not going to give up their possessions. That's why they fail in life. And that's why they reincarnate. That which is finite, meaning this physical body, cannot be real. So therefore, your ego and in the physical world are like what? The personality we become when having a dream. We believe it's real. Right now, we believe the world is real. But guess what? When you go to sleep, you believe that world is real. So which one is it? Moving on. Trick question. The world that we experience when we awake, this is the real world. Like my man Lee Corso, old country, not so fast, my friend. When awake is like what? The same world that what? We experience when what? We're asleep, having a dream. They are both illusionary. Hello, a spiritual aspirant, right thinker, you must learn to now develop such a powerful intellect, meaning knowledge and understanding, that he or she will now be able to what? Peer through the illusionness of what? You ready? Of the concepts and the beliefs of the mind. Don't be tricked. This movement is what ultimately leads to, you ready? Spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment. That's the ultimate goal for all spiritual beings having a human experience. That's the lesson I'm trying to get across to you. I see the clock. I'm going to end it right now. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100, me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be back with more ISIS mysteries and immortality to enlightenment. Be back.